ॐ परब्रह्मणे विद्महे शिवतत्त्वाय धीमहि तन्नो मोहनः प्रचोदयात्. Hello my viewers, let's continue our book reading session. We are reading Guru Leela 1 and today we are on day 3. We will continue from where we stopped in our last episode. It was about question and answers. So we will move on to the next question. Purity. Question. I did the power of purity meditation. I would like to hear more about purity. Mohanji. Purity is our nature. Why are we attracted to small children? For their innocence and purity. Purity is something which you can't ignore. My whole philosophy is built on two pillars, purity and faith. Purity means purity of thought, word, and action, which also means selflessness in our path. Be a wealth to the earth. Keep asking the question, what else can I do for this world? Selflessness brings in purity. Agenda contaminates us, and we lose innocence. If I need something from you, I need to pretend. But if something is spontaneous, then there's no pretension. We both are 100% natural without conditionality. Faith. I believe in faith. You can believe in any religion, guru, or path that suits you. It's a personal choice which has to be respected. Analyze, take your time, and choose, no problem. But once you choose, never change. If you keep changing the road, taking detours, you cannot reach the destination. You will only wander further, taking more time, finally to delusion. Liberation. The aim is liberation. What I am teaching, I can say in one word, liberation. Liberation means you are totally free while you exist. People talk about freedom, but they have no idea about it. In Washington, an interviewer asked me, Mohanji, how can you say so confidently that we don't know freedom? I said, because you have a mind. Forget about situations or other people controlling you. People can go away or you can get out of the situation. If your mind controls you, how do you get out of the mind? As long as you have a mind, and especially a mind filled with concepts, you are totally in cages. That is why I confidently say that you do not know freedom. People do rituals and say, now I feel fine because I am doing these practices. But again, it is a binding. Are you actually free? For that, you should have nothing to do with the mind, or if the mind is there, you should not be connected to it. How do you get out of the mind? You should allow the mind to operate by itself. Never fight with the mind. You can never win. If you try fighting with the mind, it becomes stronger. You will never get out of that situation. How do you get over that situation? You tell the mind, okay, the mind is a monkey. Okay, I watch you. I have nothing to do with you. Do whatever you like. You have any opinion you like, but I am not concerned. When you stop energizing the mind, it becomes diluted. Like I said at the beginning, there are a lot of sense objects. You look at all of them as one. All the objects of pleasure and gratifications are there, but you are not bound by the mind. Then you are free. So, liberation is basically liberation from your own mind. Enjoy life. Whatever is given to you, experience it 100%. Who said no? There is nothing good or bad. Experience it 100%. Just flow with it, but at the same time, you should not be bound by it. Without this particular material, this particular person, I feel incomplete. You are wrong. Thus, we are bound at every point. How do we get out of it? This is exactly the point. This is liberation. There is no complication here. If you ask, what does Mohanji stand for? One word, liberation. Unconditional love. Unconditional love is the base. You need a strong base to create a foundation, right? You should not have any expectations from people. The moment a relationship is based on expectations or taken for granted, there is pain. Expectation leads to dissatisfaction. With lesser expectations, there is more satisfaction. The more you expect from earth, from life, from people, there will be a lot of calamities in life. When people come to me, I see through them. I tell them, okay, you are in a terrible war. Please understand yourself. Catch yourself. Why are you clinging on? All the strings are in your hands and you are sitting tight with it. You cannot let go of anything. How are you going to achieve liberation? It is not something which you can pluck from a tree. You need to release. Unhook. That is why, in power of purity, you need to bless your worst enemies. Okay, let go. Go, I release you. People are ignorant. They spoil your life and they go. Laughter into brackets. It is their job. But in the bargain, you are learning to detach. Go, I bless you. The more you bless, the more you release. Understand, there is nothing called forgiving. Forgiving is a word which is egocentric. Ego can use this word, I forgive you. Who are you to forgive anybody? But you can definitely bless. If you bless somebody, you are compassionate inside. You want good to happen to everybody, right? This is good because you are full. If you are not full, how can you feel good? So by nature you are kind, you are compassionate, so you bless. I bless you. You can actually play fruitlessly with all these things like forgiveness, but the moment you say you forgive, you actually think the other way. That fellow, I'll kick him one day. Laughter again into brackets. This is in the mind. Outside you will say, I forgive you. I am talking about unconditional love. No manipulation, no mental manipulation, no expectation. No expectation is difficult, but reduce expectations so that we may have more release, more freedom, and then you want to play and you go. Imagine somebody is abusing you, a monkey, a donkey, and all that, and you keep on smiling. What will that guy do? After some time, he will say, what's wrong with me? Laughter into brackets. This person is not getting affected. What is the usual response? Two monkeys, you two donkeys. But if there is no response, this guy becomes completely disillusioned. That way you can free yourself, unhook from the situation. A story. Once I was in solitude in a place, but somehow a 60-year-old retired person met me. He said, I am very peaceful and settled. Children are married, but one person I want to kill. It was his boss who prevented his promotion. I said, you are in the wrong place. I don't belong to the mafia. Laughter. For this killing job, I am supposed to be guiding people. Then I asked him, now you have this deep emotion about this one man. You believe that this man prevented your promotion and you did not get proper benefit after retirement, so there is a lot of anger in you. You are 60 years old. Imagine you live another 30 years. Do you think this anger will go away from you? It will multiply. It is so strong at this age. You will have to take another birth to settle this anger. You will bring this guy also to settle this. And then either you will kill him or he will give you another job. Something has to happen. Do you really want this? He was not too happy with my answer because he wanted a solution which I cannot offer. I say this now because in our hearts we suppress resentment, hate and anger. We pretend that it doesn't exist, but it does. If you look at your life, you see the places where the mind has been kept hooked. Your body has traveled through time. You cannot stop time, but your mind is stuck in many places of the past and is creating pain today. That is the seed of diseases for tomorrow. All illnesses are rooted in the scattered mind of the past. You have to carry your baggage with you. Unhooking is a very important and so unconditional love. When I say my base is unconditional love, it includes no expectations or less expectations as well as unhooking from the past. Be here now, 100%. so that you are a free person and you're not bound by things. Things are happening through you. You are happy. You experience. You enjoy. This is okay. You have deserved it. If you ask 7 billion people in the world why they are here, what is the reason for your birth, everybody will say happiness. Nobody will say, I wanted to experience some sorrows, laughter, or kill another person. So you have every right to be happy. Then how can you be happy? When you have nothing to do with the mind, like a child, life will be filled with wonder. You'll be happy now, you'll be happy all the time. When I was working, I used to have some money kept in a box. This was charity money. If somebody asked me for borrowing, I gave him, and after 10 days he would give me back. Even if he didn't give me back, I would give it as charity. Some people bring the money back saying, oh, this is for charity, I will give some money too. So look at life like this. When you give, okay, it's finished. If you expect, then you're asking for pain also. Because there is a compromise here. You are being conditional. You're not being unconditional. Whenever there is conditionality, there's a possibility of pain. Living a painless life is being unconditional. Okay, you're having your experience. I am having my experience. You are happy. I am happy. Keep flowing. Non-attachment. Question. Can you tell us about non-attachment? Mohanji's answer. Non-attachment from the mind is a useless exercise. Mind has to attach to something, whether people, person, place, time or situation. Otherwise there is no mind. Mind means attachment to something. Actually, God is completely formless. God means brightness. All those who have experienced God have said that. It is brighter than a million suns. Then why do we need deities or to put any form to God? This is because we have a mind. We need to connect to something so that we know this is a representation of God or Godlike. As long as you have a mind, you must have sufficient attachment. How do you detach? When you say, okay, this is happening, then your awareness grows. Imagine you are a 10-year-old and somebody gave you a beautiful doll. You have become very attached to that doll. You grew up, you became 16, 17. Detachment from the doll started. It's okay, the doll is nice, but you're not as attached as when you were 10 years old. Then you become 20. Somebody gave you a scooter or some vehicle to travel. Then the doll is confined to the showcase. You're not attached to the doll. What happened to you then? You grew beyond it. Like that, we grow beyond things. This is detachment. Stage by stage, gradually we grow beyond it. This also happens in relationships. Some relationships are extremely important for some time and then we grow beyond it. Like a child with a mother. When a child grows up, starts falling in love and stuff, then parents are useless. Laughter. Otherwise, they are very important. I'm joking, don't take it seriously. This is how we evolve. Detachment is as spontaneous as attachment. Everything has duration. But if you are aware that everything is coming and going, my happiness does not depend on any material, person, time or space. When that awareness is clear, you will love everything equally, but at the same time you will be detached from everything equally. This is the secret. That gives you a lot of peace of mind. That keeps you spiritual. You enjoy everything, but you're not bound by anything. This is freedom. You can experience a nice cup of tea 100% only when your mind is present. The next day you don't get that tea, it's okay, no problem. Another day you experience the tea, you enjoy it again. So you're not bound by material, person, time or situation and you're flowing. That is detachment, spontaneous. Shaktipat. Question. Please explain to us what Shaktipat is. Mohanji's answer. Shaktipat originally means invoking or raising the Shakti energy, which is basically the Kundalini energy. Kundalini energy should move directly up. That's what Osho says. Yes, no, wow. That's experience. When it goes, it just flows like a volcano, and you are in a different dimension. This is the usual way the energy moves up. This is normal. You will be in an absolute bliss state as long as it takes. My experience is that when the time is right, it spontaneously moves. It needs no push or artificial act. I do not like to ever jumpstart the Kundalini. I have certain reservations based on my experience. So, what I do is cleanse the path. Why? I will give you one example. There was a 21-year-old girl who met me in India. She is a very intelligent and educated person, and she went to this particular guru, did a ritual, and jump started the Kundalini energy. So, what happens when the channel is blocked? It can either move to the moon or to the sun. When it goes to the moon, it is all hallucinations. When it moves to the sun, it is madness. This went to the moon side in this girl, and she started having tremendous hallucinations. She wouldn't remember whether she was dressed or not. She became a total invalid. She would start walking around naked, and when she looked at a person, she saw a devil or an animal. Then she contacted me. I had never met her before. Somebody guided her to me. I told her, go back to the same guy and ask him to reverse it. She said, I have to pay so much money. I replied, don't worry about the money now. Give him whatever money he wants, but do tell him to reverse it the same way he jump started it. So she went back and he charged money and tried, but it didn't go back. Then he said, I don't know how to do it. In such cases of forcing, there can be terrible issues. I have been to so many countries. Nowhere do I encourage people or recommend such jump starting of energies. When it is ready, once you cleanse yourself, when the path is clear, it spontaneously moves. There are many people I am interacting with, those who are following me also, who say they have tremendous experiences, meditation is happening, things are flowing, so I always like to recommend natural progression, nothing artificial. With our Shaktipat, we are cleansing the channels equivalent to rejuvenating the Shakti energy in you. We dilute physical, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual blockages through Shaktipat. Even my initiates do the same, so that when the time is right, it moves, and then it is wow in capital words. WOW, wow. If it spontaneously happens, that means you are eligible. So this chapter is over here. We move to the next one, which is Mohanji, the eternal Guru, far yet not too far. It's from the testimonials team. When the student is ripe and ready, the teacher just needs to add a spark and everything lights up. Eklavya, a famous character from the great epic Mahabharata in ancient India, illustrated exemplary discipleship towards his guru Dronacharya, the guru of the Pandavas and the Kauravas. Being refused the proximity of the great master, Eklavya did not give up and built a statue of Dronacharya. With complete surrender, utmost faith and devotion, he started learning archery. He became a better archer than Arjuna, who was the best archer the world knew. The lesson we learn from Eklavya is whether we are in physical proximity of a guru or not, when we call him with great devotion and surrender, the guru will provide us with all the teachings and will make his disciple even more powerful than himself. Guru gives everything. Dronacharya, Eklavya's guru, also demonstrated the high stature required to be able to give everything that the disciple needs to uplift him. The master provides whatever is required to the right person at the right time, unasked. Mohanji has demonstrated this beautiful aspect of our grand tradition every time. In today's modern day also, we see many such Eklavyas who demonstrate their excellence which has been achieved through their complete surrender and focus on a guru, even though they do not have the proximity to guru's direct teaching. A recent email that came from Pawan in Nasik explained how after just one meeting with Mohanji and receiving Shaktipat, his spiritual growth in the last 8 years has evolved. With deep awareness and staying completely connected to Mohanji's consciousness, even though he did not have another chance to meet or hear from Mohanji, Pawan shares his beautiful experience with us. Below is a narration from Pawan as received via email. My name is Pawan. I am writing this letter to thank Mohanji. After 7 years of spiritual practices, he initiated me by giving me Shaktipat in my first and only meeting with him. I met Mohanji in 2010. When he came to Mumbai, I am from Nasik. I speak Marathi. Because my English is not good, I am writing this message with the help of an English teacher who is a friend. The Mohanji family had organized a free program in a school in Mumbai, and one of my teachers told me that I should go there. I was always happy for more knowledge, and I did not want to marry and waste this life. I am 27 now. I am writing this only because Mohanji changed my life completely with a 5-minute meeting and a Shaktipat. During the program, there were many people, and I was not able to get close to Mohanji, but I wanted to touch his feet. Then an auntie announced that Mohanji would deliver individual Shaktipat. We stood in a line. All the people were asked not to speak with him. However, I had a deep urge to speak with Mohanji. When I reached him, he asked me in Marathi, have a question? I was shocked and thought that Mohanji was also a Maratha. Into brackets, later I discovered that he was not. I asked him in Marathi, what is my truth? He said, your breath. How to catch it? He replied, Manana and Kriya. Explain please, I requested. He said, tame your breath through Kriya. Let breath be your thread. Then thread your breath within. It will remove your tendencies. Breath leads you to freedom. By this time, the auntie told me not to disturb Mohanji. Mohanji smiled and asked me to close my eyes and gave me Shaktipat. It was as though 1,000-watt power was released into my brain and from his eyes and fingers. I felt dizzy. I felt completely empty. I became breath. Whatever he told me, I experienced that moment. After the Shaktipat, I could automatically practice this for hours every day. I never met Mohanji again. Nevertheless, what he gave me changed my life forever. I have no money to attend big programs of gurus. However, without any money, Mohanji gave me everything I wanted for this lifetime. After 7 years of spiritual practice, today I feel I have reached a stage where my awareness has grown and detachment has increased. I feel always connected to the Supreme Consciousness. This has amazingly been possible with just one Shaktipat from Mohanji. I am eternally grateful to the great Master Mohanji who gave me everything that I needed without me even having to ask him. Such an honest and heartfelt expression. For the last 7 years, Pawan has had no communications or meetings with Mohanji, but he is still connecting to Mohanji's consciousness and keeps moving on his spiritual journey. When he got the opportunity, he did not hide his gratitude but expressed it in the best way he could. Language was no barrier. Pawan is probably one of the thousands to whom Mohanji has given such guidance and Shaktipat. This guidance has been in the form of a word, a glance, a sentence, or physical demonstration through his own life. However, how many have understood this aspect of golden tradition or caught that thread and progressed ahead in life as Pawan has done? Mohanji, behind his unconventional and casual image, extends the rope of liberation towards those who seek with honesty and conviction. Conviction, clarity, and commitment can take disciples such as Pawan to great heights. Such honest exemplars will inspire many, and their consistency will strengthen many. Salute to the modern day Eklavya Pawan for sharing his incredible journey, and gratitude to Mohanji for continuously showing everyone the path to liberation by rising above the barriers of caste, creed, language, and physical proximity. Jai Brahma Rishi Mohanji. We will stop here and we will take the next chapter in our next episode when we meet next week. Thank you so much for attending this session with me. And let's love the animals. Let's refrain from eating them. Let's keep them off our plates. And let's live a cruelty-free life. Be for vegan. Jai Mohanji. Thank you.